What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we are going to be doing an account takeover account review for Cakies here, level 77. He reached out to me and he's looking for some direction for this account. So we're going to poke around and see what we can offer in terms of overall advice. Maybe we'll build a team or two and we'll figure out how best to progress this account further. But first, if you guys are interested in these kind of takeover services, I do one free takeover a month on my Discord. It's going to be in a link in the description below. If you guys want to reach out to me for private service, make sure you guys send me a DM on Discord. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys like and subscribe for future content as well. These videos are always fun because every account's so different. So there's always something new to go over in these account takeovers. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So we got level 77 Cakies here. A little bit of background on this account. Apparently it was a streamer giveaway account, and they said the only champion it had was Calamitous and a bunch of nothing, and the owner got it at level 40, but has said that he has been wailing out like crazy for the last month or so. You can kind of see, obvious spender here. He's got all the passes here, Forge Pass and raid card pass. Let's check out his shard situation. Yeah, he's definitely been wailing out. He's got tons of shards, especially for a level 77. Obviously 32,000 energy. That's quite a bit. 6,000 gems here and 186 million silver. You just don't see these kinds of numbers on a level 77. So definitely wailing out like crazy. I asked him briefly how much does he ballpark he spent. He said he spent about $15,000 in the 1 month that he's had this account. He's no stranger to raid. He had a main account, but he said he preferred to start all over and it's way more fun that way. And he said to check out the Sursa in his fragment summon. There he is. He got Sursa already. So he's all done with the Plarium point spending. So definitely a spender on a spender account here. Let's check out his roster because that's what we're all interested in looking at. Let's have a quick look here at his overall roster. We'll break it down by gold and red. These are the Legos that he's got for about 15,000. So he does have a newt. There we go. We got one newt here. He's not even fully leveled up. And look at this, guys. 3 Wixwells. He's probably got 4 Wixwells here. Yep, he's got 60 as well. He's got 4 Wixwells. Oh my goodness. I'm happy to see that he did not empower them. That's great. That means you can still put them in the faction guardian. So that's really good. Yeah, you got Calamitous here from the from the start, basically a starter account, but you do have a 6-star Lazarius, super nice, and then you got Siegfried as well. I mean, some pretty good, like, if you got 2 mythicals from Wayland, you got 2 really good ones here, so really nice. You have Volcanos, really nice, non-void legendary. Arman's here as well. Yeah, overall very solid champion selection here. You got the cat, you got Duchess. Wixwell is going to solve your clan boss issues. Definitely work on a team around Wixwell. You got Artak here, so Artak's going to work around your Ice Golem issues. You got Ninja. Ninja's going to take care of Chimera for you. With Mikage, though, unfortunately no Mikage yet, I think. No Mikage. We can check out the pieces for Mikage. I think that's probably what you want to aim towards as well. Mikage is going to be really good for like Hydra, for Chimera, so she can take care of both those areas with Ninja here, so that's really good. Helicath is here. You got Wukong as well. Priva's solid, and like I said, Newt's very good. As for the 50s, yet to be 60s, I mean, yeah, UDK, you got Harima here, some super good champions here. I see multiple Hellcats, multiple Great Coasts, so you got a couple extra points there for the Demon Spawn Faction Guardians. No Titus, so no Titus shenanigans. Let's check out the book situation. Are these guys actually fully booked? Lazarius, Siegfried, are these guys fully booked? Let's see. Arman's fully booked. Rogni's booked. Duchess, no books. No books on Wixwell. Artak with books. I mean, a good chunk of them are already booked. Yeah, a good chunk of them are booked. And obviously, like, these books are paid for, right? Because, these books are pretty much paid for because you're level 77. You're not going to pick up so many books. Look at all these legendary books, all paid for. The only one that I think needs to be booked out that's going to give you a lot of benefit would probably be Wixwell. Duchess is going to be really good, but I mean, you have Lazarius here as well. Like, he's a reviver, damage dealer. You don't really need Duchess, but you have a 5-star Duchess. You might as well make use of her. But yeah, you need some books in her and you need some books in Wixwell. Any masteries? Any masteries? Yeah, you got a good amount of masteries. I mean, you got 6k gems, so masteries can be covered pretty easily. Really solid roster. But honestly, because you have to pay for, the blessings, the books, and everything, $10,000, $15,000 doesn't really go too far in this game, which is absolutely insane, guys. All right, let's jump into Altar of Souls. Anything here? Nothing here. Wow, look at these guys. Holy cow, this is probably where all the money went. 6-star Mikage here. I definitely aim to get Mikage ASAP. Like I said, she'll help you take care of Hydra and Chimera, especially with Ninja. But yeah, I don't have, I have one 6-star mythical after, all my soul stones after, I don't know how many years, 2 years free to play. So yeah, this is definitely a big advanced progress. Obviously, with spending money. And keep in mind, he already has a 6-star Lazurius as well. Actually, let's check out what kind of gear this guy is rocking. So he's got broken pieces on the lizard here. 316 speed. I mean, that's pretty good. That might be like the fastest champion on his account. Maybe he's just using it as a speed booster. He's got the Wand of Submission. I mean, the build looks fine. Ooh, not much going on for Chimera, but I mean, he's level 77, so can't really expect too much there. War Master here, so definitely a support build. Nature's Wrath. Interesting. Let's have a look around. Calamitous here. Damage dealing stats. Pretty good. You got good accuracy. You got 100% crit rate, crit damage. Looks solid. No ignore defense, unfortunately. It's got Crushing Rend. 5-star Crushing Rend's not the best. Keep in mind that Crushing Rend on the 5-star, first 2 hits each round will ignore percentage of the target's defense. So only 2 hits. So if you plan on using him in a longer fight where he does more than 2 hits, then Crushing Rend's not going to give you any kind of bonus. Calamitous is pretty good with Nature's Wrath because he obviously puts down so much debuffs. But honestly, it just depends where you're using him. Otherwise, good build. Obviously, just need a better set. But looks like your Ignore defense set is on Siegfried. Good choice. Big damage, crit damage. I mean, looks fine. Probably the best you can do on this build. Where receives 2% less damage for any debuffs. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks fine. Looks totally fine. No ascension on the amulet. Definitely something to work on. But again, level 77. Can't expect too much. Volcanos. Nice. Okay. Good speed. 100% crit rate. Got a bit of accuracy. I believe his HP burn doesn't require any accuracy to land. Only if you have one faction ally. So pairing him with one faction ally will allow him to place it without any accuracy, which is really nice. You do have a Duchess here, which makes it pretty good. Gaze of Damnation, that seems good. War Master. Is War Master the preferred mastery here? Maybe you take Helm Smasher instead, just for some additional ignore defense. But yeah, it looks fine. Let's see, crit rate. Yeah, crit rate, that's fine. Nice blessing on him, 5 stars as well. Very, very solid. I think for the blessing, you might want to take Incinerate. Depends where you want to use them. I mean, for Arena, I think you probably use this, which is pretty insane. You just chew through like stone skin and stuff. So that might be something to consider. Depends where you use them. Let's see. Mishinaki, not booked. 5-star blessing with masteries, no books. You probably want to book him out and use him. He's going to be in probably all your Hydra teams, at least in the beginning. For a long while until you can replace him. But with the 5-star blessing, he's already mastered. You probably want to just book him out and use him. Really good champion. Otherwise, he brings Hex and all that stuff, so it makes it easier on your gear requirements. Brogni looks like just a general support build here. Relics doesn't really matter. Brimstone with accuracy is fine. Yep, good. Balar here. He's in a damage. He's got damage stats. He's fully booked. Nature's Wrath looks right. War Master looks okay. I mean, it really depends where you're using him. He's bringing poison sensitivity, leech, accuracy up, decreased resistance, and poisons. I mean, he's useful in a lot of areas, but it really depends on where you're using him. I don't think for a early account he would be a main champion that I would focus on, but you do have a 5-star on him, which is really nice. But you're going to run into some issues with your gear being too thin, right? You just don't have enough gear to, gear out all your necessary champions. So I think for this account, I think moving forward, maybe we have to narrow down exactly what kind of areas you need help in, and then figure out which champions should get maximum priority, and then we can work from there. I don't think this account is in any state for like a full rebuild, but it definitely needs some kind of direction moving forward for the next month or at least 2 months, where you can grind gear and develop your champions over time. Obviously you can pay for the progress, but a lot of the stuff you just need to do by playing the game. But yeah, let's keep looking here. We got a cat's in savage gear, which is really nice. A little bit slow, 190 speed, just off the crit rate here, no accuracy needed. Stats are not awesome or anything, fully booked. 5-star crushing Ren, same issue here. If you're playing beyond 2 hits, then you probably want to change this out. Maybe use Reaper, for example. He doesn't place any debuffs or anything, but if you use him for like arena and stuff, Reaper seems like a suitable choice. You could also use Lightning Cage if you have Stone Skin, but if you don't have Stone Skin, then no need for Lightning Cage. But yeah, he's a solid live arena champion, for example. Duchess, no gear. Wixwell, no gear. I definitely think Wixwell requires your books. You mentioned that you are 2 keying your boss right now. So let's have a quick look at your clan boss. You said you're 2 keying. Ultra Nightmare. Let's check out your team here. Probably not with this team. Let's see here. What do you got? You mentioned Helicath, 2 key team. Not too sure. Maybe this one. Oh, clan boss Nightmare. Clan boss. Oh, clan boss Ultra Nightmare. Okay, so you mentioned you're 2 keying with this team. Doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, 248 Helicath. Yeah, 185. I mean, yeah, these stats are 2 key sounds about right for a slow-ish Helicath team. Now I'm not 100% sure on the speed tune here, but 248 Hellcats seems to be in line with what the normal Hellcats are running, but usually they're running maybe another booster or something. This might not be a proper speed tune, but anyways, he says that it's a 2 key team. So with Wixwell, you can easily run a 1 key team without insane gear, but you do have some strict gear requirements. So first of all, you want to book this guy out. You do have a blessing on him, which makes gearing him out a little bit easier, but if you have the 5-star, the accuracy would help, but it's not a big deal either way. You do need some particular gear sets on Wixwell. So for example, let's check out your gear box here. 438 pieces. That is a bit of a disaster. That means you just don't have any gear on your account, or you have like the best gear ever. Well, you got most of your gear rolled up, so that's very good to see. Well, he has a lot of sleep gear. A lot of sleep gear. A lot of mythical sleep gear. Interesting. So that means you've been hitting up the dragon super hard. A lot of savage here. You must have spent some money buying some savage gear pieces. Yeah, this looks like a lot of energy into dragon. I mean, that's fine and stuff. That means you have some pretty good speed gear. Oh, reflex gear. You have 2 pieces. Merciless, very low amount of pieces as well. Yeah, so for Wixwell teams to work out really well with low gear requirements, you're looking for Reflex, you're looking for Merciless, Impulse. I don't expect the level 77 to have Impulse. Yeah, you don't have much Merciless here. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to make a Wixwell team work, so that's why I mentioned you need, a little bit of time just to do some farming here. But that's something to look forward to. You also need a shield set. So you be looking for a shield set on somebody, not necessarily on Wixwell, but you do need a shield set for the team if you want to build a clan boss team. Let's see here. So you got 4 pieces. So here you probably need to spend some time working on Fire Knight. We'll talk about Fire Knight in a second here so that we can get you a farming team. Let's keep taking a look at his roster here. Artak. Just kind of whatever build, but good accuracy, broken pieces. It is what it is. Got the Eagle Eye Ninja here. Good accuracy, a bit slow, a bit low survivability. No masteries yet. Wukong in a bolster set. Never seen this before. And he's got damage stats. Nice. Obviously Wukong, should be in like straight nuker gear. Notice you took War Master on basically everybody. Now I thought War Master on your Lazarius without any damage stats. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But now I'm starting to see War Master on, okay, Helm Smasher here on Sigfriend, War Master here, War Master here. So I'm seeing maybe War Master a little bit too much. I'm not too sure why the choice of War Master versus Helm Smasher or over Helm Smasher in a lot of these spots. But it looks like the choice is deliberate because Sigfriend is a good choice for Helm Smasher and the Cat is a good choice for Helm Smasher too. So I think it's probably okay. I do see War Master here on the monkey, so maybe he's using it for Hydra or something like that, just for his block buffs here. Let's see what else he's got. He's got Hellcath here, just in that clan boss Hellcath. It's got damage, a little bit accuracy. Fox is really good just for general progression. It's capped out, low crit damage. Visix also really solid champion, but probably for this account is probably beyond Visix, but she's good for faction wars still if you're still moving through that. Priva's solid, solid carry here. Okay, so yeah, you got a lot of stuff. You got Demitha here as well, so you can definitely make a Demitha team. But I think the Wixwell team would probably be easier, and you don't have to spend some crazy gear. Usually, Demitha, you spend some pretty high speed gear, so you might want to save some of that instead and just use the Wixwell. All right, we also got Godseeker here, 212 speed. It looks like a Sand Devil Godseeker. Just double checking everything's okay. Spirit Haste. Yeah, it looks fine to me. He's got 212 speed, which is probably too fast with the Spirit Haste. This is something that you can definitely dial down a little bit. And also without the Immortal set makes it a little bit difficult. It would be interesting to see how well this one actually performs. You obviously want to put Regen and Immortal, but if you're running okay, then you probably don't need it. You could maybe run these two and be okay. You lose 40 speed. That might not be okay. You don't need her to be 212. You want to aim for 180, especially if you're running 3 food here. So you want to aim for 180. And I'll just double check your Sand Devil team here to make sure that it's actually doing okay. He's got 25 at about 90 seconds with Ninja. And yeah, make sure you run food. He's got presets here. Okay, that's definitely a no. You definitely don't want to X this off. So you want this is the AI you want, right? You want first choice, and then you want this to be second choice, so that when she is revived, she will revive Ninja, and then the move right away, she will do the A2. Now, some people said that you don't need to set AIs. Presets and the build will work fine, but you definitely don't turn off the A2 because without the A2 she won't heal the max HP that's been destroyed on herself. So you definitely want this to be open. Ninja, yeah, that's fine. Yep, totally fine. And of course the accuracy to land is perfect. This looks fine, but the speed I question if it's too fast, which could cause some issues. But if you slow her down, Ninja needs to be faster. If you slow her down, then Ninja needs to be faster. So Ninja needs to be about 230 speed. You can bring Godseeker down to 180 and then Ninja up to about 230 and then everything the same. It should be perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm going to save this for you just in case. All right, let's poke around in the other dungeons, see what he's working with here. So Dragon seems to be the one that he is doing the best in, 90-second Dragon team. Bunch of kind of randomish stuff, but seems okay. Let's take a quick peek at what this looks like here. Yeah, turn meter boost. Everybody buff up. Okay, yeah. Not bad, not bad. Like, they're not geared out like crazy. This is Dragon 10, but they took care of the waves pretty quickly. Turn meter boost. Sigfriend. Well, this Calamitous doing pretty good work. All these debuffs too, doing pretty good work. Block debuffs working out really nice. I imagine the Artak is here to deal with the dragon. 50 seconds to the dragon, not too bad without C or anything like that. Really looking for poisons, but let's see. He's got 2 revivers and Siegfried. And maybe Priva might actually be really helpful here because I believe she has a debuff transfer. Yeah, definitely really slow against the boss here. You really need poisons. Maybe somebody like Balor could do okay, but I don't think the Balor build is good enough to withstand too many hits. Oh, there we go. Debuff transfer. Let's go. Nice. I like this. This is actually kind of interesting. And then Priva there with a debuff transfer. Now she needs a way to heal up. She has heal in her kit, I believe. And there's enough revivers here. Okay, there's the heal. Yep. Team's holding up pretty good. Team's holding up pretty good. A little bit interesting. Not the fastest, but not too bad. It works. Transfer debuff. How interesting. Riva. Siegfried doing basically no damage there on the big one-handed chop. All right, what do we got here? 230. The hits are coming in pretty hard now. Dragon's damage keeps going up, right? All right, got 2 minutes and 40 seconds here. Not too bad. Not too bad considered, all things considered. Let's check out what else he's packing here. In terms of Iron Twins, is he doing 15? He is doing 15 with 50 seconds. That's good to see. Ice Golem. Now, Ice Golem can bring you the reflex gear, right? So reflex gear is really important. He has no hard stage done. Obviously, there's going to be a gear issue here. For stage 25, is he running the same team? Running basically the same team. Now, the most likely teams you bring to hard Ice Golem will be centered around Artak because the HP burn is going to be able to melt the Ice Golem. But getting Artak into a position to kill off the boss will be the hard part. Obviously, you need some pretty decent gear, which I don't think this Artak has. He does not. He does not have the regeneration gear that is necessary to deal with the Ice Golem. I mean, yeah, he just doesn't have it. Just doesn't have it on this account so far. So I think keeping with normal 25 is probably the best bet for this account until you can actually develop your Artak to basically go through hard difficulty. So it's stage 25, 90 seconds with this team I think is reasonable. With the revivers and stuff, you don't necessarily need the regen. And then you also have the shields here and the block debuffs. So it's totally fine. You don't need resistance. You just kind of slog through normal Ice Golem for now. And let's work on Fire Knight. As soon as you can do Fire Knight, then you can get some better regen gear, which then leads to better Ice Golem teams, of course. 90 seconds, 25, 24. What are you working with here? A bunch of cohorts. Visix. Per meter boost. AoE, decreased defense, and stuff like that. But you gotta use the man. You gotta use the man, the nut man, that is. But yeah, he doesn't. Nut is not booked out or anything like that. So you're still, probably waiting for him to get finished up. Oh, he is booked up, but he's not mastered out or level 60'd. And honestly, there's probably more opportunity to go into hard Fire Knight than there is Ice Golem. So for example, in Ice Golem, you pretty much need Artak, but in Fire Knight, if you have Newt, he doesn't need like such specific gear like regen gear on Artak. So you can basically pair Newt with a bunch of other champions that could actually be very useful here. Do you have Yakarl? Nope, Yakarl, not here. Do you have Neldor? Let's see. Nope, no Neldor. Do you have Creodin? Nope, you don't have Creodin. Okay, so it's looking pretty rough. I saw Kreela, so Kreela can work. Kreela is an ally attacker, so she can work here. Let's see if there's any other ally attackers that could work here. Oh, perfect. You do have some ally attackers. Good. Not 60 yet. Longbeard can work since Longbeard brings in the whole team. So you're going to get some extra hits out of him. Maybe for the 1-star for Newt, you might want to use Phantom Touch instead of Reaper here, since the Reaper is going to be really small on Newt for the beginning with the 1-star. But you can definitely run something like, 2 ally attacks. Probably want to run at least 1 Cold Heart. Probably at least 1 Cold Heart. And then you could maybe try something like this. Calamitous does have multi-hits on his A1. He also brings the decreased speed on his quad hit. And then double ally attacks with the Cold Heart I think seems okay. Just kind of worried that if you might struggle against the waves, for example, you don't have a reviver. The other thing you could do is maybe run something like this. So you can run the cat as well. He's not too bad. Also brings, solid AoE and stuff like that. But the big thing is you got to bring in at least 1 ally attacker, multi-hitters, and then you have a way to bring down his turn meter. So Newt's going to be really good for that. You got the decreased speed here. Maybe you want to look for an increased speed champion as well. So that's the big thing. Increased speed, decreased speed, and then, some kind of freeze mechanic and multi-hits. Maybe something like Priva, right? Priva brings the increased speed, got a little bit of healing here. Now this is not super important. Obviously the speed is important, but this single hit A1 is not going to be great on Priva against the boss's shield. That's why maybe it's not necessary to bring her. But honestly, if you need a reviver or a way to survive against the waves, if you're struggling, maybe she is going to be good. Now, the faster your champions are, the better it's going to work out against the Fire Knight, obviously. I did see that you do have Lysandra, for example, could be really good for boosting your team, plus speed as well. Unfortunately, the turn meter drop on her A3 and her A2 just doesn't work super well, so she's not going to be super great against the boss, but she's there for the big speed aura, for the increased speed and turn meter boost. But Priva is going to be pretty good for that as well. Also brings the revive against the waves. Otherwise, you don't really have too many more increased speed champions, as you can see here. If we go to decreased speed champions, you have maybe a little bit more. Calamitous is probably the best one for you, just because you already have him 60. He's already nicely blessed up, and he's already geared out, so he's probably going to be an auto include against this Fire Knight. But we can't really try this team out until you get your Newt ready to go. But yeah, as this guy is the key, right? If you have this guy, he's going to make your life a lot easier climbing through Fire Knight. All right, so moving on to the spider dungeon. So what do you got? You got 22-second spider dungeon here on normal, and haven't progressed yet in hard difficulty yet. So for hard spider, you're basically looking for a way to destroy the spiderlings while keeping your team alive. So you can kind of one-shot the spider as well with HP burn, AoE HP burn champions, and then multiple champions to detonate the HP burn. And then you have the Newt. The Newt's going to come in with the basically 10% max HP hit 3 times. And then you can kill the spider before the spider takes a turn. That would be the best hard 10 farming team, but you might not have the gear for that, right? The hard 10 spider is 245 speed. You need to go before the spider goes, so you need a faster team than 245. Just going to your box here real quick, we'll look for, what do we got? Fire, HP burns, HP burners. So got AoE Sisia can do it. Does she need books to do it? Yes, she needs books, unfortunately. She doesn't need to be 60 or mastered, but she needs the books. So she can do it. Mordecai can do it. AoE HP burn. You need somebody to detonate it, so Artak can do that. So instantly activate HP burns. You also have the Fox here. The Fox can actually do the HP burns as well. So something like that, right? You need 3 AoE HP burners. Ideally, at least 2 that can detonate. Which one detonates? Does she detonate? No, she applies it. He detonates, and then she detonates. Yeah, so you need the 2 detonators and then 1 to apply. And then you need your Newt. Then your Newt does 30%. And then you need 1 more champion that can do 10%, basically 10% damage. So it could be, I think Cold Heart could do it, but the better one would be Rogard. The thing with Rogard is that he deals splash damage, so he's going to finish off all the spiderlings. He's going to finish off all the spiderlings, and when the spiderlings die, the spiderling deals damage against the big mama, and that's kind of how it works. Cold Heart would only work if you can apply Hex, because the hit against the spider, the big spider, would trigger the Hex on the little spider, and then they all die, and then she dies too. So that's an extra element that can mess up, so you probably don't want to use Cold Heart, especially since you have the Roll Guard. So that's probably what I would do, level up the Roll Guard. You could also use Seer. Okay, you got Seer here as well. Yeah, she's geared out to play. He is geared out to play. A Slayer set. 4-piece Slayer set here, so he's not getting the ignore defense. Oh, it's actually only 3-piece Slayer. Yeah, 3-piece Slayer, so no ignore defense here. But maybe it's enough. Seer might be enough because she deals the max HP damage against the boss and she deals AoE against the spiderlings. So you could run the 3 HP burner, Seer, and Newt, but you need to hit the damage caps to make sure you kill the spiders. So that's going to be your 5-turn spider against hard 10. In the meantime, you basically just grind your way all the way up to hard 10 using some combination or some kind of strategy around that. HP burn, surviving, max HP hits, hex. But yeah, basically crawl your way up to hard 10 and then you have your 5-turn team already laid out in your roster already. All right, so that covers the spider here. What do we got for faction wars? Mid 500s. Sounds about right. Obviously, faction wars, you need a pretty developed faction. Phantom Shogun, level 17. You're going to need a cleanser here. Do you have a cleanser in your box? Not really. Priva? She's not a cleanser, right? She's not a cleanser. No cleanser. Interesting. That's something that definitely need. Nope. Nope. Doesn't have it. Doesn't look like it. I mean, I guess you could... Sky Touch, Mausoleum Mage. There's something, but yeah, it's going to be tough. Although, Phantom Shogun's not necessarily that difficult, but you do need some pieces to make it work. Overall importance, not super important either. But I think as long as you have Newt, you probably have the one-shot capable team. So you can run like Newt, Ninja, maybe a reset champion. Maybe you can run a taunt champion as well to give you a little bit more time. So there's some options there, right? But then I think your gear is just not going to be at that level yet to look at one shot or not one shotting, but near one shotting the boss. So we'll probably hold off that a little bit. Let's take a look at your Hydra teams here. So you ran 44 million on hard difficulty, and you ran, what about normal difficulty? 8 million on normal difficulty. All right, where is your third key going into? 52 million. Okay, so 52 million on brutal. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, I think it's time to move up to nightmare. But what kind of team are you looking at to do 1 key damage here on 36? Fortunately, I can't load up the team for you. Let's have a look here. We'll just kind of brainstorm a little bit for maybe your best Hydra team possible. I mean, Mishnaki is definitely going to be there probably. I would say Wixwell probably goes there as well for Nightmare. You got a 100% provoke, increased defense, good for Mishnaki. Got the AoE decrease attack as well. Yeah, Wixwell is just massive. He's going to be a huge help there for Hydra. You could run probably the Ugo. I did see an Ugo here. You'll probably run the Ugo for the block buffs, or you can run the Wukong for the block buffs. So you can run Wukong, Mishnaki, Wixwell, and then for damage, Mishnaki can be damage. You could run the Geomancer for damage if you need it. You could run the Newt for damage, so you can run Newt as well. And then I did see a Shamail here. You do have a Shamail, I think. Let's have a quick peek here. Do you have a Shamail? Oh my goodness, you don't have a Shamail? Oh no. But you do have Duchess. You don't have Shamail, but you have Duchess. So you can run Duchess in your Nightmare team. 9-piece protection is the end game set, but at this point you can just run anything. And then lastly, for your last piece, you could maybe try to run the Cat. The Cat could be pretty good if he was built for full damage. He does have the uptime with the Veil, does have the plus attack, full uptime. But I think somebody like Newt with Geomancer, with Mishinaki, with Wukong, and then Duchess and Wixwell, I think that's plenty. I think that's plenty for a Nightmare team. They have to be geared somewhat reasonably, but I think that's going to be really, really solid. And then you can basically slap some stuff together to work for brutal and hard difficulty. Since you're already running 44 on your second team on hard, it's going to be pretty close for brutal. You can basically just take this team and bring it to brutal, and it'd probably be pretty close in terms of overall damage. So I'm not too worried about you having teams for brutal and hard, but obviously worried about whether you can reach Nightmare with a proper team. But I think the team that I just mentioned is going to be pretty solid. But it doesn't look like your clan is able to reach Nightmare yet. Obviously, you need some good stats. The fastest Hydra head's 250 speed, so you probably need your team to be at least that fast with at least 300 accuracy. So that's kind of what you're looking to aim to shoot for. Might be a stretch for you. I see your Lazarius is 316 speed. That's probably your fastest champion. We can just double check here with the optimizer here real quick. Actually, wow, that's not true. The fastest Lazarius on his account is 360 speed. Let's have a quick look at this. He's taking some gear from various champions, Armans, one Volcanos, and one Calamitous. But man, that's a big boost because right now we're looking at 316 and his Lazarus can be 360. So definitely look into maybe re-gearing some of these champions out. That's pretty insane. Now, as for Chimera goes, honestly, it's going to be really dependent on what you have for a roster. You'll probably end up somewhere around hard or brutal. Like you have a pretty deep roster. But let's see what you're running here for hard difficulty. So the big thing here against Chimera is you want increased speed, decreased speed, obviously decreased defense. Calamitous is going to be really solid here, brings decreased speed, decreased defense on a single target. It's really good. After that, you need a way to deal damage. Now, the hard thing is to deal damage with an account that's really young, that doesn't have really good gear. I found that champions like Newt can do pretty good damage since they do max HP. Somebody like Geomancer also is a decent budget damage dealer as well. So I'll definitely consider bringing those type of champions into this team to bring in some extra damage. Now, you're probably going to be looking for a cleanser as well. You don't really have a cleanser on your account. That's going to be super viable for Chimera. If you don't bring a cleanser, you can bring a block debuff, which works. So somebody like Duchess could be really good here. Duchess also brings the Veil, which handles some of the trials as well. She also brings, a revive as well, so she can be really solid. So maybe subbing out Scylla Drakes for like Duchess, and then probably subbing out Taragi for like Newt can probably help you deal some additional damage. But honestly, it just depends where your gear is going to be on in terms of what kind of champions you can bring. Chimera is definitely not straightforward starter content for sure. And let's take a quick look at your other areas in the game. Doom Tower, tackling hard Doom Tower. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Almost there. Yeah, almost at the top. That's pretty good. Good to see. Curse City, normal difficulty, okay. Hard difficulty, non-existent. Definitely should try to do hard, like as you however you can, right? Like you probably just like throw a bunch of stuff in here and then just see what happens. But yeah, definitely try to pick up some of the resources as you can. The biggest thing to pick up from this is picking up the gear, so merciless gear, supersonic gear, and then of course try your best at doing the Hydra keys. Looks like you're okay, right? You can do brutal, hard, normal. You can get all those chests, and then get the stone skin accessories, get the protection accessories, and then get the stone skin and protection gear. That's going to really progress your account, especially for arena. But you need the protection gear as well to boost your damage for the boss content as well. Siege, Siege is kind of whatever. You just pick up the feral gear and it's kind of nice. So yeah, that seems fine. You probably need to do maybe some live arena, some arena stuff, but it doesn't seem like you're too bothered by doing arenas. But let's take a look at your roster again. Let's figure out some next steps. So like I said, next steps, you probably want to book out Duchess, Wixwell. Those are probably going to be your big performance boosters for your entire account. With Wixwell booked out, you can build a clan boss team around him. So then you get your 1-key clan boss team without too many issues. After that, Newt would probably be the next one. Newt might be the one that might be ahead of Duchess. You don't necessarily need Duchess for anything other than extra support for Hydra. She's going to be useful in Chimera as well. But Newt, you need him for the Fire Knight to make things a lot easier for you. So Newt and Wixwell 100% need to be booked out, ready to go, mastered or whatever, ready to go, geared up, and then they can help you progress in some of the key areas. Fire Knight and then Wixwell is going to be super massive in many of the areas we mentioned. Like I said, Fire Knight, Clan Boss, Hydra as well. And I think for a future goal, you probably want to work on Lady Mikage pieces. So where are you at here? You got one of those, one of those. How far are you here? Missing one, missing one. Pretty close. So you're missing 2 epics, and then you got Lady Mikage. You got 6-star soul for her waiting. And she's going to drive your Chimera teams, drive your Hydra teams with Ninja there as well. So yeah, Mikage is going to be a long-term goal for you, but definitely focus or look out for those ones. I see that your Faction Guardian is filled out. That's good to see. That means you didn't feed any of your champions. So you get some nice extra stats there. Well, that's great. All right, so that's good. Lastly, let's check out the Great Hall here real quick. Oh, definitely need to work on the Great Hall. Don't skimp out on the arena battles. Make sure you do this. Max out your arena keys whenever. It's just, just incorporate into your daily grind, right? You just have to do it. You're in Gold 5. That's great to see. You don't need to run a full defense. If you run a full defense, that means you won't drop down. So for you probably just want to run one-man defense and then just stay nice and low so you get some nice easy farms. So you definitely don't want to creep up into platinum and then get some hard battles because you just want, volume and you just want to do it quickly. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for this kind of account review here. I think we covered basically everything on Cakies' account. You really wanted a little bit of direction on what to do, considering that there's so much to do and he has so much to work on. But I think his account has a lot of potential and there's some clear things that he can do that would really, really push his account forward. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this kind of account review. I would like to thank Cakies for allowing me to hop on his account. Hopefully it was helpful to him as well. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about his account. What do you guys think about my advice? Like I said, if you guys are interested in this kind of account review, account takeovers, hit up my Discord in the description below. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys leave a like, leave a subscribe to the channel so you guys can come back for future content. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.